Caught in a love trap, I thought living together would solve our issues, but now my girlfriend can't function without me. I'm tired of being your crutch, I told her while she sobbed, but I love you. Can this relationship survive my need for freedom? Hello everyone, this is my first time posting here, but I am in desperate need of some help. I apologize in advance. I am a 20-year-old female, and I have been in a relationship with my girlfriend who is also 20 years old for about 2 years now. You could refer to us as high school sweethearts. We were each other's first serious relationship, and I acknowledge that we are still quite young. Our relationship was honestly as close to perfect as it could be. I suppose that is to be expected during the honeymoon phase, but we really had a solid connection. We took our time for various reasons, one being that I am on the asexual spectrum. If you have an issue with that, please refrain from commenting, as I already feel bad enough. I started to develop feelings for her early on. Since we got together while in high school, we were both living with our families and attending school. During that time, especially in our last year of high school, we were essentially inseparable. We spent a lot of time together, went on each other's family vacations, shared a friend group, and so forth. To provide some context, I have a complicated family and home life. There is no physical or severe mental abuse, but my relationship with my mother is decidedly poor when we live together. Yay, the past few years in this house have worsened my mental health, and I wanted to move out as quickly as possible. Initially, I intended to travel after school, but financial constraints held me back, as did my girlfriend's clinginess and anxiety. I did not want to hurt or disappoint her by being away for an extended period. So we searched for apartments together and moved in with each other a few months ago. It was an extensive process, involving relocating over 3 hours from home and spending an entire month on renovations. There was a lot of work, stress, and shopping involved. I understand that we were young and had not been together for very long at that point. Believe me, I am aware of that. However, unless someone can change time so that I can make different choices, I do not need any "I told you so" remarks, as I am already doing that to myself. I was caught in a difficult situation, trying to escape my home life while simultaneously believing that moving in together was the most sensible decision, especially from a financial perspective, sharing costs. However, the past few months have been challenging, really challenging. I do not know when or how or why it occurred, but I have subconsciously distanced myself emotionally from my girlfriend. I genuinely cannot determine when it happened, and I have no idea what caused it, which exacerbates the situation. I am uncertain if I might have fallen out of love or if my feelings for her have changed. In other words, I do not currently feel good or loving feelings toward her, and I do not know if I am content with what the relationship has to offer to warrant the effort to fight for it when I feel so completely exhausted. My emotional distancing has also reached a point where I cannot be physically intimate with her anymore. Once again, there is the asexual aspect. In the past, I enjoyed some physical aspects of our relationship, although they were never essential to my happiness. Now I feel physically distant and uncomfortable with physical intimacy and do not even feel at ease making out beyond casual kisses. She requires this more than I do, and I fear that I may never wish to be that close again. I also do not want her to remain with me if this is insufficient for her, as I want to avoid feeling pressured into anything merely to please her. She is already unhappy with the emotional distance between us. I am beginning to feel that she may be a bit too immature. I struggle to articulate this. She seems somewhat untouched by the challenges of the world and prefers a simple life. She dreams of a quiet suburban life with clear structures, which would limit any unexpected events that might provoke her anxiety. This is not really my style. I grew up in a rather wild family, traveling frequently and experiencing a non-traditional upbringing. I desire a vibrant life. I want to experience new things and overcome my fears to explore the unknown. I feel as though, while I am holding back to accommodate the life she desires, she may not be able to provide what I need in that regard, at least not while we are living together. Here are a few realizations I have made since it became serious enough that I had to confront my feelings. My girlfriend tends to be quite clingy and dependent on me. Although I have enjoyed my time with her, I have never felt a need for her, nor have I been unable to live without her. I cherish my alone time. I could be solitary for an extended period. I miss my alone time, to be honest, since I had it a lot before meeting her. I am genuinely independent because I have always had to be. She grew up in a sheltered environment, which I believe is a significant reason why she struggles with handling things independently and perpetually seeks my assistance. This is, of course, acceptable in a relationship, but only to a certain extent. She cannot manage tasks alone. Everything overwhelms her, and she has not learned how to cope because she has always had someone to guide or assist her. So when she is overwhelmed by something, she panics, and I end up helping her out, which has made me akin to a crutch that she constantly relies on. Additionally, she is unable to be alone for extended periods and clings to me. This was fine initially, but it has become excessive, or at least I no longer desire it as much. She cannot stay by herself, Often, she panics when left alone and begins to overthink, requiring me to calm and reassure her. Lately, as I have been uncertain about everything myself, she has turned to me even more for reassurance. And since I do not want to deceive her, she is always disappointed when I cannot provide the support and love she expects. She experiences a great deal of anxiety and does not know how to manage it. I have suggested that she see a therapist several times over the past year, but she still has yet to initiate that process. Instead, she continues to seek my help to feel calm, and at times, I feel like a therapist attempting to manage her problems for her. It is also important to note that I previously had a friendship relationship that ended very poorly because the other person became overly reliant on me and faced serious mental health issues that I was her only source of support. I informed my girlfriend from the start that I did not want a relationship like that, and without realizing it, it has morphed into exactly that. She seems remarkably passive. She acknowledges that she struggles with anxiety and that it is severe, but she does not take action to improve her situation. I understand that finding a therapist is not always easy, but she could at least research options online or even visit Reddit for tips to help herself. However, because she has me and since she is not in a dire situation, it's not as if she is deteriorating. She has not made a genuine effort to change anything. She only acts when urgency dictates. As I mentioned earlier, she has had a fairly easy and privileged life. She grew up in a loving home, had enough financial support to avoid worrying about money, and has not encountered significant hardships. Of course, this does not invalidate her struggles. However, I often feel she does not recognize her privilege and desires a life that is simple, defined, and comforting. I often feel she cannot grasp my challenges, such as needing financial assistance since my family cannot fully support me, and balancing work while studying will be exceptionally difficult. She has never even had a job and has never needed one because her parents cover all expenses, which is wonderful for her, but she simply does not understand. I have realized that I have once again allowed someone to violate my boundaries to avoid conflict or causing sadness. I frequently overlook my comfort and well-being to support my girlfriend. For instance, when I express a desire to spend time alone, she immediately becomes dejected, questioning whether I do not want to be with her, fearing she did something wrong, and so on. I then feel guilty for upsetting her, which prevents me from enjoying my alone time without anxiety, so I do not ask for it anymore. Situations like that arise. She is incredibly insecure about certain things, and I feel unable to ask her to suppress her feelings or hide her reactions, yet I feel trapped and pressured by her intense responses, taking responsibility for how she reacts. In general, while I am by no means perfect or close to it, I often feel she exhibits emotional immaturity or, at the very least, is not mentally healthy enough. She tends to be easily offended or hurt and can become absorbed in her emotions, often spiraling during arguments until they escalate far beyond what they should be. She only recognizes this after she has calmed down, regardless of how often I advise her that I do not wish to discuss matters when she is emotional, as it only exacerbates the situation. She does apologize afterward, but it continues to happen. I cannot blame her for this because those are her feelings, and she should not suppress them or feign indifference in various situations. In any case, those are the most significant issues at present, and as you can see, the situation is not good. We have discussed our situation, and she is eager to stay together because she loves me deeply. She has begun to acknowledge her codependency and is starting to improve her mental health, even committing to seek help. I just do not know if that is sufficient. Perhaps I could move out and return home for a while, even though I am unhappy with my mother here, and attempt a long-distance relationship to give it one last effort while also allowing space for personal growth. Perhaps it seems obvious that I should break up with her, but I am extremely unsure. What if I am simply too young and stressed at this moment, and things could improve, causing me to throw away something positive, someone who loves me dearly? What if I never find someone who loves me like she does, respects my boundaries, such as my asexuality, and is incredibly patient with me? I am not only ending a relationship, I am ending an entire life, the beautiful apartment we share, everything we have built together. All the effort and stress of moving would be for nothing. Our families are connected, my brother loves her. Her parents have become like second parents to me and I love them dearly. What if I destroy everything over what may be a foolish decision? What if things could improve if I just fought hard enough? Yet at the same time, I do not want to merely settle. I do not want good enough. I desire something grand, thrilling, and exciting. I do not wish to feel constrained. I do not want to squander time attempting to mend something that is merely causing me pain, especially if it may not yield favorable results in the end. I am genuinely terrified of how others will respond. I will not disclose why I feel the way I do, as I do not want anyone to form a negative opinion of her. But without context, others will perceive me as abandoning everything because I fell out of love. I do not want to be constantly judged. I fear the "I told you so and what did you expect" comments because this is not what I wanted at all. I feel that an external perspective may be beneficial, and I appreciate the opportunity to discuss everything here openly. If anyone could offer some advice, it would be greatly appreciated. I am struggling mentally and reverting to old, unhealthy habits. I cannot continue being this unhappy. Something must change, I just do not know what. I apologize for both the length of this message and the disorganized thoughts, as well as any mistakes. English is not my first language, and I am not great at grammar. Story 2. Discovered my boyfriend M, 25, has a secret Instagram account filled with bikini models. It's old, I swear I don't use it, he insists. After 4 years together, I'm left questioning his honesty and our future. Am I overreacting, or is this a red flag? Hello everyone, I am seeking some advice on how to navigate my relationship. For context, my boyfriend and I have been together for over 4.5 years. We started dating when I was 19 and he was 20. In my view, our relationship is generally healthy and stable most of the time. I mention this because we have encountered a few minor issues along the way, but as demonstrated, we have worked through them and remained together. Honestly, it has mostly been him doing things that upset me rather than the reverse. I strive to be the best girlfriend I can be, and he is usually open to discussing anything with me. However, he rarely initiates conversations, which leads me to believe that everything I do is acceptable to him. Nevertheless, that is beside the point. We have faced a few challenges together, and despite moments when I considered ending the relationship, I never went through with it. While I am generally happy with him as my boyfriend, I am beginning to doubt my capacity to truly forgive him for past events. I find myself ruminating on them often, which creates trust issues for me. Recently, what triggered my reevaluation of our relationship was discovering that he had an Instagram account I was unaware of. I knew about 3 of his accounts, but this particular one was logged in and connected to all his other active accounts. While I was on one of his primary accounts that I know he uses daily, I clicked on the profile circle and accidentally double-clicked, which led me to another one of his accounts. As soon as this account opened, I did not recognize it. There were no posts or profile pictures, yet it still had followers and was following people. Once I accessed the feed, I was surprised to see pictures of bikini-clad girls and stories featuring Instagram models, including fitness models like Summer Rae. I thought, what on earth? He claims this account is old, that he does not use it, and that it dates back to when he was a teenager. I asked him why he still has it, why he continues to follow these women, and why he is still logged into it. I can certainly tell the account is old, as the username seems random and there is no profile picture. He apparently follows various individuals from his past who he was friends with years ago when he was younger. I genuinely believe that, but I feel foolish for discovering after all these years together that he still has this account open and logged in. I had no idea he was following all these women on it. Naturally, he insists he does not use it and that he attempted to delete it, but because it is so old, he claims the associated email is gone and he does not remember any passwords. He states he has tried to delete it but couldn't succeed. While he may say this, there are alternative methods to delete an account. In fact, I searched on Google for ways to proceed, and a simple solution was to change the email linked to the account he supposedly does not use to his current email. Then he could reset the password using the new email to delete the account. I spent only 2 minutes researching and found a way to do it, completing the process with him on his phone to ensure it was gone. It took barely 10 minutes, including the email change and password reset. I wonder why he did not look this up and find a solution to delete the account or contact Instagram support. The fact that he did not find a way to erase this account after so many years leads me to believe he has kept it for a specific reason. He claims he forgot about it and thought it would just stay there because he did not know how to delete it. I am honestly feeling confused and am uncertain if this is just a reason for me to leave or if I am overreacting. This situation has undoubtedly caused further trust issues between us. I feel it may not be a matter of dishonesty, but rather the omission of this account and the fact it was never mentioned has raised questions. Additionally, I want to move out with him, but he still cannot afford it after several years of being together. He had to take a pay cut at his current job, but this position is long-term and he receives pay increases every year. It is frustrating to wait when I am ready to move out, but I want to do it with him. He expresses a desire to save money before we move and to share the rent, yet I have offered to contribute more to get started. Honestly, I am completely exhausted from not being able to move out with him. It is frustrating, especially considering my family's dynamic here. What should I do regarding what I discovered on Instagram? I feel deceived for not knowing about this account for so long, and I question whether he was intentionally trying to hide it. I do not use Instagram, but he is active on it daily. How can I be certain that he has not been accessing this hidden account frequently with all the women he follows? There is no guarantee that he is being truthful when he says he does not interact with that account. The account is deleted now or is set to be permanently removed in a month. Any thoughts? In summary, I found out that my boyfriend has another Instagram account I did not know about that follows numerous females from his teenage years. He claims he does not use it, but I seek advice on how to proceed.